Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
What's Donkey gonna do? Donkey into monkey, donkey into monkey.
Quite interesting, right? So, happy Merry Christmas, happy holidays. This is a great occasion for creativity, and this is actually very, very creative. We have Jimmy with us, who is representing Donkey Do Monkey, an art collective with other collaborators, Hulky, David, Manu, all of them, and Jimmy is going to tell us about it. Hi, Jimmy, how's it going?
Hey, Antoine, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, And yeah, man, people ask me, Jimmy, what are you guys doing? What's Donkey doing for Christmas? And I go, man, I'm busy on Christmas.
Like the song says, yeah, it's really, really interesting. You try to enjoy this time. What are you doing in general, and how do you normally collaborate? To create this music. It's not this. Unfortunately, you cannot see it, but this comes with a video too.
Yeah, you can check us out on Instagram, Donkey Do Monkey. We're on, we do YouTube as well and Facebook, but Instagram is our main source. Yeah, how do we make this music? I mean, this is, like I said, this is a collaboration of four of us, and we're all musicians, we're all graphic artists, and we're all freelance living here in Madrid. I'm originally from Utica, New York, and so we do it all ourselves, really. I mean, Manu has his own studio, Delia Records, which he's put out a lot of albums of punk rock and other types of garage rock bands. But this project is, it's all of us at home. I start out the songs like the one that you heard on GarageBand, and lay down the tracks, lay down the vocals at home in my apartment. And then, send it on to those guys, and they work, maybe rework the rhythm, add some samples, add some other little touch, and I give them carte blanche to take what I've done, and we go from there. So it's really, we don't go into the studio anymore because we did that at the beginning, but it was just too complicated to get everybody together. Those guys got family and stuff like that, and so it's this, DIY, like from, I think it's the first Peter Gabriel solo album, just do it yourself. And we're able to just, this is the amazing thing of technology. We're just able to do it going back and forth through WhatsApps and some short phone messages, but all of it's done in the studio, in different studios, actually. Yeah.
As pure as that it can get, right? So there's no external influence whatsoever. This is from the very beginning, the core idea, the pure idea. This is what you do. Thanks to technology, like you're saying, and your experience, of course, you're able to put this together in the primary essence that it was conceived.
Yeah, I mean I think that's one aspect of Donkey Do Monkey. I mean, I think that's one of the refreshing things about technology. People beat up technology all the time and blah 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 blah, but man, it gives us so much freedom and to experiment and to have fun and just to sit up at night like a lot of people do. But my studio is in my little tiny apartment here in Madrid. I'm not like the guys from Coldplay with a full-on studio in the basement of their mansion. That's the beauty of making home-based music.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't even really matter. Nobody's ever going to know that, and it actually is not a factor whatsoever to the end result. in theory, right?
Right, and two, it goes. I mean, it's also about a type of donkey do monkey attitude. I mean, don't take yourself so seriously, man. It doesn't have to be massively produced. Everything, just get it out there, have fun.
Yeah.
The Spanish people say, touch the balls of people. Be, a big part of donkey do monkey is being irreverent, being, a mix of sarcasm and the absurdity, Dadaism, and working with the English language and having fun, and breaking people's balls, man, and making people feel a little bit like uncomfortable, but not being vulgar, doing it in a linguistical kind of double entendre, or just having fun with the English language, and obviously using a little bit of like old Beastie Boys attitude, with the way you deliver the linguistical diatribes, as we would say,
Yeah. So, let's not forget that. So it's not to be taken in an offensive way, right? This is all just to stimulate, right? To stimulate you. And what's the reception?
Sure.
What's the reception that you get? Like you mentioned, right? All of you, this collective is right now is in Spain. So when you approach to your closest circle and you're playing these paradigms and then these words in English, so what's the type of reaction that you normally get?
Well, the reaction we get is like people are refreshed and happy, because we, on Instagram, everything we upload, it's in English and Spanish, and there's always some little quote or some phrase that explains part of the song or part of the image we've uploaded, and a lot of times the images are connected with the songs. And I've been doing as a provocateur, and I think my compatriots continue to do and have done, is you put things out there and people don't know, well, what's going on, and that's the fun of Donkey Do Monkey, is that we put up some stuff, and I know there's two sides of every coin, and some of it's a little bit irreverent and and absurd, but it's very Monty Python-esque, as well. And the Spanish have an acidic sense of humor, a dark sense of humor, and people, friends of mine send me like videos or photos and go, dude, you got to work with this. This is so Donkey Do Monkey. We were just that's the idea. It's just to take old stuff that's a bit bizarre or stuff that you find but just to have fun with it and try to shake people up a little bit.
Yeah, sounds plenty interesting. And I guess I was thinking a type of art that is relying so much on the imagery. When you do, and this is the question, right? So do you play live, and then how does it work?
No, at this moment we're not playing live. We're putting together songs. I mean, I've got a bunch of songs where we've got a line of songs we're still getting ready to throw out. And so, Donkey Do Monkey, when we get to that point, we're going to do, we'll rent a space, a theater, and we'll bring other artists that we know, and we'll do some visual crazy show, and we'll do it once, and that'll be it. And then we'll work on some new material, and then we'll do it again. Who knows? A couple years later, a year later. But that's the idea. No, we don't play out live. We're building up enough ideas, like I said, to put together like a one-off performance with costumes. And so again, it's an art collective. It's about art, and it's about visuality. Obviously, we'll do some sort of like in the old days of like the early days of the Butthole Surfers, some very bizarre videos at the same, and some theatrics and.
Yeah. So right. So this is. There's a lot of performance, there's a lot of art, it's like a happening, like
yeah, exactly.
Music.
That's
So,
a good word.
right,
That's a good word.
Music
It's
is
like a happening. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm recalling my years in fine arts. Very interesting. So Well, all right. How did you get interested in music originally, and what instruments you learn? You were attracted to, learn to play. What's your domain in terms of music?
Well, I went to school in Oswego, New York, which is up on Lake Ontario, SUNY Oswego.
I know it. Oswego.
You know it?
Yeah.
It's like 232 bars at the time when I was there in the late 1980s. Well, I mean, I was lucky. I had one of my good friends. He had 3 older brothers. So when I was like 11 or 12, I would go out and buy records with them at like Kmart. And then in Utica at that time, we had, 2 record stores, but the main one was the Record Realm, which was in downtown Utica. So, I was always really into music as a kid. And then when I went to university, right before I went to university, I had 2 of my closest friends in high school were amazing guitar players. And they were just, we would hang out and they would jam, or, they would play like, stuff off of Pink Floyd albums. They could play the Tommy, the whole Who. They were into Santana. And then when I went to college, like a lot of people, I had a lot of people in my dorm who played guitar, and I met some older guys as well. And so I bought a Gibson Epiphone acoustic when I was 18. And and I had friends in my hallway in my dorm who helped me learn how to play guitar. And so I started, writing my own songs and inspired by Devo. Yeah, in college, and kind of a mix between like power chords and punk music, but also like kind of folk punk. And my first band was called the Colon Flappers. And we played my songs, and it was with a banjo, and he played the banjo like a punk guitar, and then a bongo player, and then me on the guitar singing, another guy playing the guitar, So, and I always had friends who were musicians and in bands, and so, to me, but I always played my own music, and to me, I had friends that knew all the Beatles songs, and they were like, "Well, let's play Yesterday," and I'm like, "No, let's play songs that I wrote 30 years ago or something like that," And so music to me, and then I went to Czechoslovakia and met up with some great guys who were into Can and into performance art, and so I played music with them and did my own little shows. And so, music's been a part of my life for 30 years. And I think that's the other thing with Donkey Do Monkey, all of us, Manu, David, and Holke. I mean, we've been playing music since, we were kids,
Yes. It is a big part of your lives. How do you the way that you speak and is pretty clear. You've been around, you travel the world, you're an artist. You want to communicate, you want to excite, you want to make people think. And how is this collaboration? Tell us a little bit, the beginnings of how do you connect with your collaborators you just mentioned.
Well,
the second part of the question is how, is it complicated to have a singular vision? Because it's, the stuff you do is kind of provoking. How do you come together to a one single mind, to one vision, and agree to do the same thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I think, I think all of us share a deep sense of loving the irreverence and, an experimentation and the absurdity. I mean, Dadaism is very Spanish, and so that part of it, I think, is the easy part. The part about how you collaborate artistically is, again, not. We have one basic rule that the drums have to have some thump, and the song should be dynamic. But also I give those guys, carte blanche to change the rhythms I've made. I give them like a starter track in many cases, and they go in and rework parts of the song, and that's the fun of it all. That's the collaboration of it all. Because if it was just me in GarageBand laying out the tracks, I mean, I could pump out, I don't know, 10 songs in a month. But that's not really the story.
No, I don't think you want. You want to invite the collaboration of people you respect.
Yeah.
So are you
exactly.
always in agreement with their take or their changes, or comes anytime that you want to push back?
That's a good question. I mean, the last single we put out, the West Side Story, David was really the main producer behind that one, and I sent him some samples of the West Side Story being done in Amsterdam in Dutch in like the mid '80s, and he did a very different take on Donkey Do Monkey. And when he sent it to us, we were at first we were like, wow, man, that's really different compared to the first two songs or the clips. What the clips are my little short vignettes of videos, which I take from the Library of Congress, and the majority of them are like from 1908, 1909, and then I write a little vignette of a song over the top of it. And we were kind of at first taken aback, and there was some silence, and then when we gave it a second, third listen, we were like, oh, man, this is intense, man. This is really well done, but different, and that was the beauty of it. He opened up new doors for Donkey Do Monkey production and sound wise. Right. And that's the beauty of it. That's the collaborative fun of it. It's like, again, it's also a little bit like Christmas. You wake up and you open up the song file that they send you, and you're not really sure what you're going to get, and that's fun.
That's a great metaphor. I like it a lot. Okay, so I guess that as you are using Instagram as your main vehicle, it would be really interesting if people would take your clips and maybe mix with them. How would you feel?
Sure, yeah. That would be great. I mean, to me, that's the fun of it all. And that's Donkey Do Monkey. I mean, you have carte blanche to just have fun with it,
Beautiful. We'll take it to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, and I wanted to thank you for insisting on doing the interview, and I've uploaded our three singles up on Leerecs, and I think I really like your project, and it's just, to me, it's refreshing to be able to have the space to speak about things like this, and I really admire what you guys are doing there.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate your words. It's hard. It is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Your words it really makes it meaningful. So the same way you would want a response to your art from people, and maybe collaborate in a way, because otherwise, how do you see these projects moving forward? Evolving. What's the next phase?
Well, the next phase, I'm still working on a lot of songs. We get a lot of songs in the pipeline, and each little week, each week goes by, we add something, another visual piece to the story. And like I said, we're not at this point we're not a live project, and we keep meeting people. I saw a band a couple weeks ago here in Madrid called Lechuza. And Lechuza, that blew me away. It was a guy, like a 6'5" guy dressed as a clown. I mean, as a white ghost with black patches. He had this like white sheet over him, but he looked like he's super thin, like Paul Gasol from Spain, and playing these brutal metal riffs with his partner, this woman who's playing like metal drums in the background, singing these haunting like lyrics. And the show was just it just blew me away because it was so original. Where? We saw that at Rock Palace, which is one of the main underground venues where Manu has Delia Delia Studios, Manu from Donkey Do Monkey from Delia Records, the label, and he organizes a lot of shows there. It's Rock Palace, and they were the other band for another friend of mine called Cerdito, Little Pig. And these guys they were so original. This woman and this ghost. It was just hauntingly beautiful. And so, we meet people like that. And when I introduced myself, and they know Manu very well, and Manu said to them that, we have this project called Donkey Do Monkey, and when we put together this performance, you guys are going to play. And that's the continuation. That's the next step is. Once we get things organized, and it would require a lot of old school like Casio keyboards with samples and live drums, me playing the guitar live, and then a show, like you said, a happening, but and then bring other people in to play over the top of the music. That's
yeah. I already can see it. It's going to be amazing. You can have these projections. The background with on a cinema, you could see this like on a theater or something with VR projecting in the background. Incredible. Okay, this was an absolute pleasure to have Jimmy.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh no, thanks to you. This is so creative, so unique. Donkey Do Monkey, don't miss it. Very special and unique and different from almost anything that I've seen lately. I love it for the artistic value. I encourage all of you to continue doing so. And try to make it into something live, like, performance, artistic happening. It's going to be really incredible to watch.
Well, thank you. Yeah, people keep asking us when we're going to get it together, and that's also part of the fun of it, to keep people hanging a little bit, But anyways, so check us out on Instagram. We're also on YouTube, where we've uploaded the videos, the little clips, the animation, the animation that Holke79 has done they're fantastic. They're really original. He's another guy, Holke79. Check him out as well visually. And then, go to Delia Records and check out Manu and David. David also has different projects. So, again, this is, I like your slogan, from Leerecs, is the alternative to alternative music. To me, I love that because, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
In a small way. And that's the beauty of being persistent and constantly driving to make something different and to have fun and to try to affect people in a funny, irreverent, sarcastic, absurd way.
Beautiful. I can express it better.
Well, thank you.
All right, Jimmy. Thank you so much. We're going to...
You're welcome.
Now we're going to enjoy the special song from Donkey Do Monkey. You mentioned during this interview, The West Side Story. What's your take? Let's see Donkey Do Monkey's take on The West Side Story. Anyway, check Donkey Do Monkey and enjoy. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Thanks again, Antoine.
Thanks to you too.
Leerecs live stream radio is now available on most online radio providers. Search for it and favorite it. Listen to the most interesting and intimate interviews with the artists behind the top tier alternative music today. Create your free musician profile, upload your music, and create your online store at Leerecs.com. Submit your music for consideration at Leerecs.com and win radio airtime.
Tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.